Hey everybody, welcome back. It's your favorite blue wither here, Fly Life, and this is episode 3 of Survival 101. And in this episode, we're going to talk about mining ores and caving, the how-tos, best practices, and all of that. So I think first we're going to cover caving. Not caving, I'm sorry. We're going to cover ore generation post 1.18 because that made a huge change to it. We're going to talk about where ores generate, and then we'll talk about the best levels, the best Y levels to mine for those certain ores. And if you look at this chart here that I've thrown up on screen, it depicts all of the different ores, how they generate. There's a couple of different methods, but for example, coal has two generation ranges, and it actually has the widest range of ore generation out of any ore in Minecraft. And it's best to mine for it on Y level 96, which for the most part that's going to be on top of some small mountains, hills, and stuff. Just because there's no landmass that's continuous that high in the world. And we'll talk about redstone and iron and lapis and copper and gold and diamond as well. But first, I think we're gonna walk over to my mine, which is right here, and we'll get started. So the first ore that you're going to come across, except for coal, because coal generates anywhere from 256 to 136 on the Y level, and then it also generates from 192 down to 0. And as you can see from that graphic, one of these follows a triangular distribution, meaning the further you go down, more common it's going to get, and then it's going to start decreasing again. And so that's part of why the best Y level 6, but you can find it anywhere from 192 all the way down to 0, where we start to see deep slate occurring. And so pretty much any branch mining that you might do, you'll probably come across at least a little bit of coal, but it won't be a huge amount as if you were to just go running around mountaintops find some. So our first one though is copper, and it generates from Y level 112 all the way down to 116. So that means all the way up. I don't have any mountains around me. Oh, okay, there's that. All the way up from there, all the way down to negative 16. But the best spot where you're going to find it most commonly is actually going to be right here, Y level 48. So we can come out here. This. And on this Y level right here, it's going to be most common. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine some out here for a minute, and then I'll come back to you once I've got a space created to where we can start doing some branch mining over here. So I've got a little area mined out here to where we can begin branch mining for copper. See, I outlined the area right here with raw copper blocks to, when I'm running down this the copper level right here. And before, I also forgot to mention that copper has a significantly higher chance of generating in dripstone caves. You'll see one in my first episode if you go back and watch that if you haven't seen it already. that's kind of an example of a dripstone cave, rather a small one, but it is still a dripstone cave. And so now I want to talk about kind of the best ways to go about branch mining, and I'm gonna pick a spot. Basically, I always like to do 2x2s or 3x3s, simply because I just like the way they look, to be honest, and there's nothing more complicated than that. But when you're mining, get in here a little bit. So there's kind of two schools of thought that I've seen when it comes to branch mining about the best way to do it. Actually, maybe three. So there are some people that they'll mine every other block. They'll mine here, and then they'll mine here. That's too much. And there's some that they'll skip 2 blocks. This way you see every block surface that you can when you're mining. Get a new pickaxe here. That's one way to do it. And then another way that I've seen that people will do is you can skip 3 blocks in between each branch mine. I think that works really well because you're still seeing a lot of block surfaces, but from a statistical standpoint, meaning if I go mining this way and I see a block on this wall, chances are that it's going to spread into this one, and so I don't need to mine every 2. I can just mine every 3, and I'll see it. But I wouldn't suggest going much further than that. You might be able to do 4, but you have a chance of missing some, I think. I like to do 3. So we're gonna fill this back in, and we're gonna start our branch mine right here. What I'll like to do is I'll go on either side and just continue this for a ways. I'd like to stand here and I'll just get all 5 I can reach. Water back there. One of these days we'll that pond. I'll do this, and as I run along, this is kind of how I'll do it. When I see ores, lighting it along the way, that's when I'll kind of down and I'll go get it. And you can also just pick one of these and just take this forever. I find this to be more effective this way. You're gonna find stuff eventually, but this will be the method that we use for all of our mining levels. Be copper, iron, gold, stone, diamonds. So, and we'll make this pretty with frames to uphold the ceiling because we don't want that collapsing in on us. I'll do this and I'll carve out a big main tunnel like this, and then I'll do my branches like this. I do 3x3s just because I like it. Some people do 1x1s. or 1x2s, I mean, 1 block wide. Some people do 2x2s, but I like 3x3s just because, you know, I don't like the claustrophobic feeling of being in a too tall wall. I like to be able to move around side to side. I'm a mover. So we're gonna mine this out a little bit, and maybe get something on the other side, see how much copper we get. We'll get set up, and then we'll move on down to the next white level, which is iron. So we're down here at the iron level, which is Y level 15. I'm actually one too high right now. But I can see this block is Y level 15, 16, so it's still kind of the same. But here for iron, and iron has 3 different generation ranges. The first one being from 54 to negative 24, and Y64 to negative 63, at which it has it is evenly spread from Y level 64 to 63. Then it has a triangular spread from 54 to negative 24. And then iron also generates from levels 80 up to 319, with Y level 232 being the best location. This is super high in the world, though, meaning that the only place that you'll find iron here is at huge mountaintops and peaks, typically like stony peaks, where you'll find this stuff. So it's good. And if I recall, you'll get about the same return whether branch mining at 15, 16 or going to the stony peaks, if you could find one. They're pretty rare, so branch mining at least will just be your sure bet. So we're gonna we already kind of got set up down here, and I totally went against the 3 spacing down here. So shame on me. We'll probably correct that, just because I can. That way I keep everything the same from up there. And we really don't have too much to correct, but we'll do that off camera. We'll get this lined out with some floor design that says, hey, there's iron here. There's that, and then our next ore that we're gonna talk about is actually lapis, which is that blue stuff that you use to enchant your gear with. And for that, we need to go down to Y equals -1. And keep in mind that this is just for these specific ores. There are, for individual ores that we're talking about, there are Y levels that are good for mining multiple ores, and we'll get into that once we cover the individuals for everything. But we'll go down to Y equals -1, which is right here. Just in deep slate territory, but let's get this mined out and I'll come back to you. Okay, so now that we've got those levels up there ironed out, we've got this level here, which is Y level 16. This is going to be where you're going to want to search for gold. Goes across all areas except for the Badlands. Higher rate of spawning gold. This 256 to 32. Rest of the time, you're going to want to be down here at -16 looking for gold. And after gold, we'll get this set up like we have above off camera. But the next one after gold is going to be your redstone and your diamonds, both of which, the deeper you go, the more abundant they get. So in theory, Y level negative 59, or well, I guess really negative 64 would be the best that you could go down, but Bedrock gets in the way. So negative 59 is about the lowest that you can go, but the problem with going that low is that you'll run into stuff like this. You'll run into lava that will spill down into your mining area and get in your way and hamper your progress, and you'll have to go around it or go through it, block it off. But I suggest to just mine here at Y level negative 54, doing the same thing that we were doing above. You know, skip 2 or 3 blocks and then mine in like this. Your branches, see if you get anything, and just go about your way. That's how I would suggest doing it. Getting diamonds, get geared up. So redstone will be down here as well. Follows the same pattern. The only thing with diamonds is caving is no longer necessarily a good option for them, because in 1.18 the diamonds have a reduced chance of spawning when they're exposed to air, meaning like if I can see it out here, that's going to be rare. You're gonna have to, you know, take away some blocks to see it more than likely. Redstone, I don't believe doesn't follow that mechanic, and redstone is plentiful. We'll have loads of redstone just to use following this method. And so, you know, I think I'm just gonna mine down here for a little bit, get some diamonds, and get geared up. That way, for the next episode, we can do some villager wrangling, because you can do this mining to get diamonds and everything, but if you find a village quickly in your world, I've got a much better way of getting yourself geared up that we're going to talk about. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back from doing a little bit of mining. I didn't do too much because I kind of got distracted, and we wound up finding all of this. We got decked out in full diamond armor, and we've even got a diamond pickaxe and 8 more diamonds to use on gear, because I was down here mining and I got distracted, so shame on me, but I ran across a huge cave system that I couldn't really ignore. You can see part of it, I mean, back here, and it just goes on, and you know, part of it's this too, but I stepped off of this path a little bit and just began to wander, and it just kept going and going and going. And so I want to show you guys that a little bit, because I want to talk about how you should go caving, what you need to be prepared. And so kind of the first thing that you need is you need food, you need a pickaxe, and you need a weapon of some sort. And you also need, and this is probably the most important, you need either a bunch of torches already made, or you need a stack of wood or close and coal to make torches. I made a whole bunch because when you go caving, and you'll see once I get out here, is at first, you just want to run around and spam down your torches. As you can see, I just ran around out here because this was all dark. And there was mobs all over the place. There was creepers, zombies, spiders, skeletons. But you want to just run around and place down torches so that the mobs stop spawning. And then you can come back and take a look and see how much ore there is to mine. We've got gold right here, there. We got blue lapis, redstone, iron. There's some more iron and gold over there. Redstone, lapis. And so you want to run around and spam torches down to make sure that mobs quit spawning near you, so that you can then safely... What is that? Oh, that's a geode. So that you can then safely mine the ores without fear of being interrupted by a creeper blowing you up, or a skeleton shooting you, or a zombie attack. And so that's the best way to go caving. And honestly, I myself kind of prefer this to strip mining, when all I need is just the raw ores, you know, redstone, gold, iron, lapis, because I can cover a lot more ground and get just as many materials as I can branch or strip mining, but I save a lot of durability on my pickaxe because I'm not mining through all that extra junk, so to speak. You know, all those extra blocks of stone and deep slate and everything. All I'm really mining are the necessary ores that I'm looking for. And so I like to do that, but I found something really interesting that we'll have to go up top and come back down for. So let me run over there, and then I'll be back, and I'll show you guys what I found. You're gonna be really excited when you see it. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and I've made it to the mine shaft that I found when I got distracted and decided to run off and try to do things ahead of schedule. Here it is. We have a cave spider spawner right here. And then we go this way. A few blocks. It's there. It's right here. There's another cave spider spawner. These might just be close enough. So and come back down this way. This one. Negative 36. So as you can see how it's lit up with these flames now? That means the spawner is active, but it's not spawning anything because we have a torch here that's lighting this place up, because even spawners can't spawn mobs when the light level is greater than 0. So got that working for us, but what I want to do is try to mine out to see that other spawner, to see if we can get both of these active at the same time, because spawners are active when you're within 16 blocks of them, meaning this is at 526. So if we go back to, what is that, negative 5142, we are now too far away. Well, here, yeah, even just standing at the back side of this block, it turns off. But as soon as I get here where I'm inside of 16 blocks, it turns on. So what we need to do is we need to over here, and we need to mine this out a little bit. So I'm going to do that real quick, and we're going to see if we can get both of these active at the same time. Okay, so I'm back, and we've got it mined out to where we can see both of these. They're really not that far away, but we do have just a small area where both are active, and that's kind of denoted by this cobbled deep slate right here, except for that square. When I stand here, that one turns off. I stand over here, that one's still good. I have to be right here for that one to turn on. So we can, I marked out where our potential AFK spot could be, but it could be anywhere in that, and it's probably going to be that one right there in the middle. We'll mark it there, and we can remember. We're gonna have to go get some villagers so that we can get some better so we can get some enchantments on our diamond pickaxe, mending, efficiency 5, mostly those two, so that we can come here and we can mine all this out, and I think we can build a double cave spider farm. I'll have to see. Might even be able to get two. Cave spiders. yeah, so we're gonna head back up top though. So I think this is probably about gonna wrap up the episode for today. But go back up top and put everything that we got here. But this is exciting. I like this. This will be a great help for experience and stream, which will be super useful. Let's find our way back out of here, and then I'll come back to you guys again. But I had to show you that because, like I said, I just got excited. I got distracted by the shinies that I saw when I was in that cave, and I just kept going, and it just kept going. So I kept going. Then I eventually found this place, and I'm still not sure if I've explored all of it, but see, this excites me. I like and this is definitely out of order for what I anticipated for this series, but in a real Minecraft world, or in yours, if you were to come across something like this early in the game, you're going to take advantage of it. And so I'm going to do that so I can show you the best way to get prepared to take advantage of it. And so we're going to wrap up the episode here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one where we're going to do some villager wrangling. Thanks. Bye. Whoop, whoop, whoop.